It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get all the gear on. Basically, every part of my body is covered with something except for my face. At the very bottom, it would be a good pair of pants. Something thin like nylon isn't going to do because you fall down once and there goes a $30 pair of pants. I have what they call crash pads, sort of like a hockey girdle, knee pads, elbow pads, wrist guards. I might wear shoulder pads. Then I've got a nice pair of Kevlar gloves that fit under normal gloves. I don't like to get in a hurry. I just take my time and get dressed. You can sort of fantasize and think of yourself as a pro athlete getting ready for the big game. My name is Tim Monroe, and I'm an inline skater. I've lived in Oakland for about 30 years now. I grew up in Columbus, Ohio. It started out as just a form of exercise, just a way to get out and burn some calories and feel good. I remember my sister took me out to Golden Gate Park one day and we rented skates. Back then there were no inline, it was just roller skates. The first thing I did was fall flat on my butt, and that was really the beginning of it. One thing that I liked very early on was going up hills and then come flying down hills, what I used to call urban skiing. I didn't have to go all the way to Tahoe to get that nice slalom. I just go up a hill nearby and come flying down. Here's a nice picture of roller skates at the top of, let's get some of the dust off that, at the top of Claremont Avenue, way up in the hills. So this must have been taken in like '85 or something. I got into more ambitious skating because there were places in Oakland that I was curious, could I make it to there and back? Like the Oakland Coliseum, which is about 10 miles away. Could I skate there and back? What roads would I take? Is it flat? At the time, I knew Oakland not very well at all. I think most of us know the part where we live or where we go to, but the city as a whole, I mean, what's that like? Little by little, I just started going to places down to Lake Merritt and back. I had a map that I would keep track of where I had skated with a little yellow highlighter. And of course, once you do that, your mind starts thinking, well, let's fill in these boxes. There's a road I haven't done, let's go do that one. Even so, Oakland's a fairly large city. There are, I believe, 830-some miles of streets in Oakland, not counting interstate highways or other things you couldn't skate on. Eventually, the thought occurred to me, what would it take to do it all? There were really two issues that came up. One is the Oakland-Berkeley Hills, and those are pretty high, like 1,500 feet. And then, of course, there are fairly rough neighborhoods in Oakland that you hear a lot about at the news. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking maybe it's not the best idea to go skating through these places. I had this idea that the rough parts of Oakland would be, gun battles going on and turf wars and vicious dogs, and it just wasn't that way. I just went early-ish in the morning, and that seemed to work out fine. It was actually kind of an eye-opener to see that these neighborhoods that I heard so much about were just neighborhoods. And there were just people there working and barbecuing and cars parked in the garage. I didn't really publicize what I was doing a lot while I was doing it, just because it seemed so wacko. And my kids knew what I was doing, and they thought I was crazy. In addition to the pads, I also carry an iPod that I use to listen to music. In fact, I'm kind of addicted to it. If the iPod is broken or not charged, I just as soon not skate. I also carry a GPS to keep track of where I've gone. Recently, I bought one of those little cameras that you stick on your helmet to record some of the downhill or some of the crashes or who knows what. I usually carry pepper spray, and they also now have these nice bottled oxygens. The roads in Oakland are really hit or miss. Some of them are fine, some of them are really just full of potholes. It's pretty rough. It really hurts your legs. And really toward the end, for some of the hills, I would go to the bottom of the hill and hitchhike to the top. And I had this great sign that just said up. Amazingly enough, people would stop and take me to the top of the hill, and I would skate down. Stopping is sometimes a challenge. Unlike most people, I don't use the brake on my skate. If worse comes to worst, the surefire method is just go down on all fours. I've had a lot of good crashes, more than I care to admit. I've probably broken bones, but nothing major. To be honest, I don't mind falling down. It's good for the skeleton, you know, it keeps the bones strong. The last road I did was Keller Avenue down in southern Oakland. It's one of these roads that starts up on the Oakland hills and then just, I don't know how many thousands of feet it loses, maybe 1,500 feet. And I just came barreling down that. And my son was in his car taking video of it. It was nice. It was a good feeling to have that done. While I was doing Oakland, I thought, well, Piedmont was easy because Piedmont's sort of like this donut hole right in the middle of Oakland. Emeryville has got like 17 miles of street, so you could do that almost in a day or two. I did Alameda, which is an island to the west of Oakland, Albany and El Cerrito, and I think I've so far done about half of Berkeley. Oakland is a great city, and I'm glad that I did what I did. It taught me a lot about the city. It's nice to be skating through somewhere like Fruitvale and all the signs are in Spanish. And you got to go home and say, what did that mean? What kind of shop was that? In a way, I should have known in advance that it was a very diverse, multicultural city. Until you go skating by them or biking by them, you may not realize that. It's something that, given enough time and the will to do so, anyone could do, really. You don't have to be a great skater to do all 800 and some miles. You just need time and dedication or stupidity to get out there and skate.